All right, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of For the City. Thank God the season is done. The Browns Giants season has officially ended. Giants go out on a whimper, and the Cleveland Browns, with Case Keenum as their quarterback, actually win a game. So let's talk about it. First, let's get the Giants out the way. This team is absolutely terrible. They finally scored a touchdown for the first time since week 7 to a receiver, which pretty much shocked everybody. Their offense is still inept. Gettleman was retired officially today, not fired, retired. I guess that's a fancy way of not embarrassing him on his way out the door. He's still getting killed right now by the media. There was not much offense to the game. Giants got a junk, touchdown. Really wasn't much anything to be frazzled dazzled about. Defense does what the defense does. They keep them in games. Even to the end, I was surprised that they kept them in the game as long as they did. But the season, thankfully, is over. It's mercilessly over. They lost 13 games. Their picks are going to be 5-7 this year.
Yep, 5-7.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, Saquon can come back healthy. Daniel Jones hopefully can come back healthy. We'll see how that goes moving forward. I don't want to touch too much on the Giants. There's not really much to talk about. What I want to talk about is Cleveland. They ended the season with a win without Baker Mayfield. Case Keenum, got them the victory. How was your thoughts on that game?
Well, I mean, like you said, mercifully the season is over, man. I kind of thought that's how it kind of went. I mean, like I said, it's an empty victory. The Bengals didn't even play any of their starters. I mean, it was all against second string players. They threw Jamar Chase in there to get his little record or whatever, which again, I don't really count that stuff, man. I mean, it's a 17 game season as opposed to 16 games. So, I mean, I get it. Every season's different, baseball, football, whatever. They extend the seasons out. So they give these guys these records and stuff, but they had him in there to get his little chump franchise receiving yardage record and everything like that. But yeah, man, I mean, the two things that stood out to me the most, the game plan was the game plan we should have had all year long. They ran the ball, they ran it successfully. I mean, I know it was against second stringers, but still, I mean, DJ had 136 yards rushing. I mean, this was what the blueprint was supposed to look like. We were supposed to run the ball effectively. They did a lot of bootleg, play action passes and stuff. I don't know where that's been the entire season. I feel like, they were like, Baker's hurt, so we're not going to bootleg him or something. I have no idea. So that was amazing to see that they actually did what made him successful last year. And then Myles Garrett, man, I mean, I get it. It's the last game of the season. You're playing for nothing, but you're going against second string offensive line, second string quarterback. And again, you're a no-show. You didn't show up. You didn't do anything he had like one pressure, I think, but Clowney came in, got the 2 sacks. I mean, I love Clowney, man. I hope we bring him back. I really hope we sign that guy. And it is what it is, man. Like I said, I figured, Cincinnati would roll over and we'd get this victory. It's a home game. But now it's on to the draft and in the next year, man. I mean, like I said, the game itself is what it is. But as far as what I'm really worried about and concerned about is just the stuff that happened afterwards. So, there was the conversation supposedly between Baker and Stefanski. He's guaranteed to be the starter next year, supposedly. And, Stefanski's put his quote unquote trust or backing behind Baker, which didn't even sound like he was really backing him. It was just kind of like, what are they going to do? He's a 5th year, what I'm saying? He's already under contract. There's not a lot of, options out there at quarterback. So
when you hear that term, they're backing their guy, that's just lingo for the first chance we get to F him, we're going to F him. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what that comes down to. Stefanski needs to, I'm sorry. The locker room is divided right now from what I'm understanding in the Browns. A lot of people don't like Stefanski. A lot of people don't like the offense he's running, especially around Baker. A lot of people don't like Baker's attitude in the locker room either. They think he's too good to, to play the last game. And I'm like, bro, he's been playing hurt the entire season. Like, you're going to go off on the guy because he finally shut it down the last game of the season. Now you're pulling at straws, man. They need to let that stuff go. I personally think that it's going to be a long off season for the Browns. They're going to have to make some, financial decisions on what they're going to do with Baker. if they're going to keep Stefanski. Clowney is another one you're going to have to worry about trying to bring back. You guys need offense. I don't know if you can pick somebody up in the upcoming draft. You guys are picking what this year?
Right now, we're going to be picking 13th, so
it's not a bad slot. Top 15, not a bad slot to be in.
It's a lot of things we can do with it. Yeah,
It's a gem. You can get a gem in that slot, but it all depends. It's like the Giants. To me, the first 2 picks in the draft have to be offense, whether it be offensive line or wide receiver. You have to have protection. It's got to be a center guard. You have to have protection for Daniel Jones or whoever you're going to put back there in the offseason. It's thankfully this season is over, man. It was the longest drawn out drama season I've ever seen in my life in football. And this is not just for the Browns, and this is for everybody.
Yeah.
Like the last week was crazy. Like yesterday's game, I was telling you off the air, like I wake up and the freaking Pittsburgh Steelers made the playoffs. Like I'm like, what the hell happened? And come to find out, it was the last game of the season that determined that. I think it's going to be a long off season. The draft is going to be a big thing because moves have to be made. What are you going to do? Are you going to trade a first round pick, move up, move down? What are you going to put around Baker? Are they going to get an offensive mindset coach to put somebody around him? What are the Giants going to do? Are they going to keep Joe Judge? Because right now the Giants have a lot of dissension in the locker room too. The locker room's divided on Joe Judge. A lot of people like him, but a lot of people don't like him. He ain't doing himself any favor with the post-game interviews that he's been doing. So
yeah, I was surprised. He so far he survived Black Monday. We got a lot of coaches that got fired that I'm surprised got fired, and the fact that he's still around says a lot. You know what I'm saying? Usually they're gonna make a move. They would have made a move by now. So I'm really surprised that he's still hanging around. So if he made it through today, I mean, there's a strong possibility they might bring him back. But that to me, that's the biggest shock. Gettleman, I'm not surprised about, but Judge, I mean, I thought he sealed his fate when he went on that rant, man. I was like, it's over. That dude's gone. And the fact that he's still there, they must have some confidence in him. So
no, you know what it is? It's not they have confidence in them. What it comes down to is the Giants have had a carousel of head coaches the last couple of years. Is they don't want to repeat that cycle. They don't want to repeat that cycle. Yeah. So they want to try to stick to the coach to try to turn things around. This would be his 3rd year. If he doesn't produce this year, the year coming up, then yes, get rid of him. But I understand why they're trying to stand out, because they don't want to be known. New York is New York. We're not used to rotating managers in and out. Coughlin stayed in New York for 12 years. You know what I mean? So you have coaches that have longevity. The Giants have had longevity. So you just have to, it's a give and take, and it's going to take some time. But if he doesn't turn around this year coming up for the new season, he's ghost, man. He's going to be gone. I really think, though, on the Browns side, they need to get rid of Stefanski. I'm telling you, man, that dude is going to be he's going to end careers in Cleveland, because he's not the type of manager that Baker Mayfield needs.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, like I said, me personally, my whole mindset and everything like that is consistency is what separates these teams that are in the playoffs and that are perennial Super Bowl contenders and stuff. Again, I'm not saying keep head coaches or front offices together just out of the sake of consistency, but you look at the Steelers, you look at the Patriots, you look at anywhere. The 2 common denominators is consistency in the front office and a consistency at quarterback. Is if you have those 2 things and you're consistent with that, then you're usually a perennial playoff team and you're doing pretty well. So I don't like the idea of firing coaches after 1 or 2 years. Again, I gave, my grade for Stefanski after year 1 was probably like a B+. This year was an F. So right now, next year, I don't think he's going anywhere. I could pretty much guarantee you he's not getting fired this year. But next year, if he comes out there, again, man, you gotta have a philosophy and stick with it. Like last year, he kind of stuck with it, and I kind of seen where he was trying to go with it. But if you're going to be a run first team, AFC North, play defense, run the ball, do it. You know what I'm saying? Do it. I think what happened was he got too cute. You look at Cincinnati throwing the ball all around the place. You look at, Pittsburgh always throws the ball around. They just started trying to run the ball. But in Baltimore, they got Lamar and they're a true AFC North style offense. They run the ball a lot and they play good defense. And they're usually successful with this. So if he comes out next year, like in his closer press conference with the media, he said something about, he's gonna take a hard look at the offense and look around the NFL and see what's going on. So I think he knows. I think he, self-critiques this. He knows that his offensive passing wise was terrible. Like not involving the receivers enough and doing what he did. I think he realized that was a huge mistake. So if he comes back next year and does the same thing as he did this year, I don't give a damn how Baker plays. If you're out there and you're saying you're a run first, play defensive type of team, and you're throwing the ball 40 times a game with the receivers we have now, we still got to wait for the draft, but then what do we have you for? You know what I'm saying? Like, and JOK, like his exit interview, like one of the things that stood out in his interview, he said unity is the biggest thing that he learned his first year in the NFL. Like teams that are unified and everybody's playing together, and players talk. Those are the ones that made it to the playoffs and stuff. So I know there was a lot of distension in the locker room, either between Baker, Odell, Kevin. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a ton of just what we didn't have last year. So we, like you said, man, we got to be united. The team needs to be all on the same page for us to be successful. And if they're not, then that starts at the head coach, man. And if we can't do that, then he need to go, like flat out.
So the best part about your division and my division is that the AFC North is wide open. It'll be wide open again next year. Pittsburgh's losing Roethlisberger. He'll be gone unless they bring somebody else to fill that void. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to be Pittsburgh. They'll win, 9 or 10 games like they always do. Cincinnati's on the uptick, but you know how Cincinnati is. 1 year they're up, 1 year they're down. Baltimore's been consistent. I believe if Lamar Jackson wouldn't have got hurt, they would have made the playoffs like they should have. And then the whole Pittsburgh situation, they just got in by the skin of their teeth. They didn't control their own destiny. Somebody else had to control it for them. So that division is wide open. It's the same thing with the NFC East. Nobody's gangbusters in that division. You had two teams ended up getting into the playoffs in that division, the Cowboys and the Eagles. And everybody said that was the worst division in football, yet you still got two playoff teams in. So to me, it's wide open. All it takes is one good year to turn everything around. That's all it takes is 1 year. You can go from worst to first immediately and go win a Super Bowl. Giants did it twice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The Giants did it twice. It's doable. You can do it. They just have to be willing to put the right pieces around everybody they're supposed to put around. So listen, let's push the season aside. It's done. It's playoff time. So we're going to preview some of these games coming up. So what's the first game on the slot for Saturday?
We got Bengals and Raiders and Pats and Bills. They're the early games. Well, that's the first weekend. So you got the Bengals and Raiders. I mean, that Pats Bills game, I think, is the game of the week. I mean, for all of them. I mean, Pats Bills is going to be crazy, man.
Who's home?
I think it's Bills got home field. Bills won the division. So I'm pretty sure I got to go with the Bills, man. I think Buffalo's going to pull this out. I think, they got a rookie quarterback in New England. Obviously, Belichick is Belichick, man. He's going to have his team ready to go. But I just think it's a little bit too much for the rookie quarterback. The Bills have been there. They made it to the AFC Championship last year. I got it coming out Bills 35, Patriots 32. I just think it's going to be a close game. It's definitely going to be a close game, but I just think, I don't know if what's his name, past quarterback, I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. I forget Georgia quarterback. I forget his name right now. I'm at a loss for a second. But anyways, like I don't think
he's out. He's out. He played at Alabama.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna come in there and take them and lead them to the a playoff win his rookie year. So, but I think that's gonna be the game of the week. Out of all the games I'm looking at right here, the Bills Patriots looks like probably the biggest game.
So here's my prediction on that. Actually, I honestly don't be surprised if the Patriots pull the upset, and I'm gonna tell you why. Bills can't score in the red zone. They had against New England, they couldn't score in the red zone. They beat New England the second time they played them. But what I'm saying is they've been very inconsistent all year long scoring in the red zone. Okay. And the way the Pats play defense and the way he'll shape that defense for the playoffs, do not be surprised if they pull the upset. I still think Buffalo's going to win this game. I think the score is going to be more like 30 to like 24. You know what I mean? It's going to be a very close game, like you said, but it's not going to be, all out gangbusters. But like I said, don't be shocked if that score is reversed and it's the Patriots that wind up with the win. So for me, this is a pick 'em, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a close game. I honestly, I think, like I said, to me, this is going to be the game of the week. I think It's going to be the closest game. I think it's going to be the most like entertaining game to watch. I think that's the hardest one to pick, like you said. As far as Raiders and Bengals go, I don't know, man. It just
Ohio
seems like
biased.
right. It seems like honestly though, like I honestly don't think the Bengals are ready. I think the Raiders are more kind of like I don't know, man. I just feel like the Raiders are coming in on a high. They've been playing really well these last couple weeks. The Bengals, I don't know, man. I'm not sold on one. They almost lost to Denver. It's 1 week they're up, 1 week they're down. I mean, like I said, they're really just gonna rely on their offense. Their defense is it shows up sometimes. They got Hendricks, who was up there in the league with sacks and things like that. But I just think David Carr. I mean, Carr is just. I mean, that dude right there. Him and old boy Herbert put a show on the other night. So I just think offensively they can go tit for tat and go back and forth. Bengals do got the home field advantage, so I'm going Raiders, man. I'm going Raiders 28, Bengals 24. I just don't. I think it's too much for them. I think they got there. I just don't think they're ready yet. I think they're a year too early, man.
I have to disagree with you because remember, the Raiders have to come cross country. They're coming from all the way from Las Vegas to Cincinnati, Ohio. Let me tell you something. That trip is not an easy trip to make. Okay. They're not a cold weather team. They have to play in Cincinnati. That weather in Cincinnati that day, I guarantee you, is going to be in the 30s for that game. I promise you that game's going to be in the 30s.
If that, yeah.
They're not built. I'm telling you, the Raiders are not built for that kind of weather. They're not built for that. They may have some players that played in that weather a long time ago, but when you're in Vegas for half the year, believe me when I tell you, you're going to try to adjust to that, it's not going to work, man. I'm telling you, I see Cincinnati in this game. I think it's going to be a close game, but I got it more 35-21. Cincinnati they're going to run away with it by 2 touchdowns in this game. They're going to come out game busters. They're going to throw everything at the kitchen sink at the Raiders. Raiders are coming off a real high. They got into a playoffs. They played, and that's where the letdown comes in, man. So that's the score I got. I got Cincinnati winning that game by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, like I said, that one's another one. Like I said, it kind of can go either way. I just, I don't know, man. They got a really young team in Cincinnati. I don't have faith in their head coach. Their head coach, just after us playing them this last week, that coach is terrible. How they made it to the playoffs is, I mean, obviously I know how they made it to the playoffs, but that coach is, he makes some pretty bonehead decisions and stuff. So I don't know, man. We'll see. But defense, running the ball and defense is what wins games, man. So those two games we said before, I think we'll see who controls it. It's going to be a defensive struggle both times, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
What are Sunday's games?
So we got the Bucks and Eagles, and we got the Niners, Cowboys. So those are the NFC games. So I mean,
you know what I'm picking.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm picking. I mean, that's not even a question. I can go first. I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna Bucks all day. I'm not rooting for anything in the NFC East that's not the Giants. I'm sorry. Dallas can go kick rocks. The Eagles can go kick rocks. It's to me it's going to be a sweep. I don't see the Eagles winning, and I don't see the Cowboys winning. That's just my opinion. And it's it's biased. Yes, it's 100% biased. I don't care. You know what I mean? Dallas chokes every season in the first round of the playoffs. They're going to choke again. You know what I mean? And then the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks are the Bucks. They have Tom Brady. They're going to show up in the playoffs.
Yeah. No, I agree 100% on the Bucks game. I think that's going to be a bloodbath. I think the Bucks are going to. I got that one 30-17. I think the Eagles, they could score a couple touchdowns, but Brady first round. Brady doesn't go out in the first round. It's not going to happen. It just is not. So I think this is going to be pretty much a blowout. Niners and Cowboys is interesting because I don't have faith in the Cowboys. I know they choke it up and they're a terrible, just terrible playoff team, but it's hard for me the 49ers, man. I don't know.
Don't sleep. Their defense is one of the best in the league, bro.
And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Which defense offense is going to show up? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, Jimmy G came out there and showed he can make some plays, and that boy Deebo Samuels, man, he's a monster. So I mean, it's a division. I mean, 49ers, it's not a divisional game, but Niners and Cowboys, man, that goes back all the way to the early 90s and stuff, man. That's a huge rivalry. That's gonna be an entertaining game between the Bills and the Pats and the Niners and the Cowboys. I mean, that's legacy right there, man. That's gonna be a huge game. So I actually have it the other way. I think the Cowboys buck the trend. I think they finally get off the snide, and Dak gets his playoff win. And I think the Cowboys are going to win 28-17. I think I just think the Cowboys, their offense is pretty strong. The Niners do got a good defense, but I mean they're going to Dallas.
What that mean?
I feel like Dallas is finally. If they don't, then I'm just gonna laugh because it's just like, I mean, God help them. You know what I'm saying? If they blow this one, God help them.
To me, 49ers are prime right now. They're coming in. They're prime. It takes, what people don't understand is if you come into the playoffs hot, you can ride it all the way to the Super Bowl. Like I said, Giants have proven this already. They were the first team to ever win the Super Bowl 9-7. It is proven if you come into the playoffs hot, you can continue that streak.
Yeah.
49ers defense is one of the best in the league right now. Man, I'm telling you, they're going to go into Dallas and they're going to upset the Cowboys. They're going to upset the Cowboys. Dak Prescott is going to have one of the roughest days he's seen all season long. I promise you. They're going to rattle that man. And this is not just bias speaking. This is just facts because, like I said, San Fran's defense is one of the best, and they've shown they're one of the best in the league right now. Their offense hasn't been great. I can tell you that much, but their defense has been solid all year long. Yeah. You know what I mean? If they can stop the run, they're going to have to rely on Prescott to throw and to run the ball himself. Prescott has been playing very well this year, but I guarantee he's going to be skittish to run that ball against that defense. He's not dumb. You know what I'm saying? If Ezekiel Elliott is not eating like he should, they're going to have to rely on Prescott a lot more. And I'm telling you right now, he's going to shrink in that moment. I see the 49ers coming out winning this game. To me, that's going to be the highest rated game of the weekend. It's going to be the 49ers and the Cowboys. Oh, yeah. Because of the rivalry factor.
Yeah, the rivalry. I mean, Dallas is already one of the biggest markets, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I mean, I ain't got no love lost with Dallas, man. Trust me, I can't stand the Cowboys for as long as I can. I got people that, I got friends that are Cowboys, even going back to the LeBron James thing when he wore a Cowboys hat to a Browns game and stuff. Like, really, man, you a Cowboys fan now? Like, I hate them front running fans that just jump on the bandwagon. Like, dude, the Cowboys got more money than they can count. They got the biggest payroll. They can do whatever, and they ain't did nothing. So, yeah, I like I said, if it happens, it happens. I feel like maybe this is the year they might come, buck that whole playoff trend. So
we'll see. What's the last game of the week?
Well, we got a couple. So I forgot the Chiefs and Steelers. I didn't even mention it because
that's not even going to be a game. Like, right, honestly, it's not even going to be a game. It's not going to be a game.
Welcome to the playoffs. Yeah. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Roethlisberger is going to get his hurrah. Kansas City is going to blow him out of the water.
Yeah.
They'll keep it close for a little while, and Kansas City is just going to run it up. Ben's going to do the best he can to put up as many yards as he can, but I just don't see any way Pittsburgh pulls that win off against Kansas City. So let's move on. Let's move on to the Monday night game.
Yeah, Monday is Rams Cardinals. This game was interesting.
Yes, very.
This was really interesting. I mean, Rams have been just so schizophrenic, man. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get with the Rams. Stafford's been
awful.
Yeah, he's been on the.
He's got as many picks. He's got as many picks as Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville this year. He's got as many picks as a rookie this year in Jacksonville. That tells you all you need to know, man.
Say, let's go OBJ. Like, what's the defining trend here? Everybody is talking about ever since OBJ joined that team, Stafford's stats and his picks have gone up. And look at that last game, man. Look at this past game.
Why?
Because you got a guy that just does his own thing, man. OBJ runs his own routes, man. He makes his own plays, and he tries to finesse things. And he did it in New York. He did it in Cleveland, and now they're seeing it in the games he scored touchdowns. They've been 3-yard slants, a 4-yard, 7-yard fade. You can't mess those routes up. It's a slant and a fade. When you tell them to go out here and do an option route where you either break in or break out or do a certain type of dig route or something, and you're a quarterback and you go off timing, dude, you can't rely on the dude, man. And this last week it's a perfect example, man. This dude had 2 catches in probably one of the biggest games the Rams had because this was for playoff seeding. Dude catches the ball 2 times for 18 yards. And then the last game of the last drive, Stafford throws that pick, trying to throw it to OBJ downfield, and OBJ didn't even make an effort on it. He just kind of threw his arm up or whatever.
So I think he's been skittish too because he's been his main receiver is Kupp. You know what I mean? So I think he's been searching for him a little bit too much, keeping his eyes on him. So the defense has been spotting that. Because if you notice, if you watch the games, his eyes are always locked on Kupp every time he's down the field. And then OBJ is just a secondary target for him. His main target is Kupp, period. So I really don't think they're going to go and they're going to be there. I just don't see it, man. I think Arizona's offense is going to be full bore coming into that game. Stafford, and here's the crazy part. They gave up 2 first-round picks to trade for Stafford. They traded a quarterback that took them to the Super Bowl for a quarterback that's never been to the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? And now he might not even get out of the first round. I don't see it. I don't see them beating Arizona. I just don't. Arizona's just too high powered right now.
What's funny is that quarterback they traded is out there in Detroit. Detroit looked bad for a while, but hey, they beat Green Bay and they with Aaron Rodgers playing and they looking good now. So I mean, it's funny, man. Like I said, everything is, like I said, this whole year has been just so, any given Sunday, man. It's been so wild and everything. So I've enjoyed it. But as far as this game, man, like I said, I get it. I don't know, man. I don't have faith in the Cardinals, man. They had that strong start to start the season, man. Kyler Murray's been, he was hurt a little bit. I don't even know if what's his name, Hopkins is back or 100%.
If he can play, he's going to play. If he can play, he's going to play.
Yeah. So, I mean,
this is a pick 'em too, though.
Yeah, this is a pick 'em. I did 24-21 Rams just because I like I said, Arizona has to show me something. They remind me of the Bengals, man. Like they have a really strong offense. Their defense is suspect. And I just, it just depends on which team comes to play. One week they come in and they look good. They look like gangbusters. And the next week they just come out and lay an egg like they did this week.
Right. But you got to understand, you got Arizona's defense. The way Stafford is throwing picks, he throws picks in those games. Yeah. Arizona's going to convert those into touchdowns, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, flat out. If he's throwing picks in that game against Arizona, it's a wrap. And I think your score is way too low, bro. This game's going to be in the 40s, bro. Ain't nobody playing defense in this game. Unless Stafford is throwing picks left and right, this is going to be all offense. I promise you, it's going to be bombs away in this game. People are going to be taking chances. I'm telling you, it's going to be like 45, 45, 40.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
45-40 is what I think the score is going to be.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the last few weeks, man. Both the Rams and the Cardinals have been struggling to score, man. And I mean, I know their defenses ain't great, but I don't know, man. Like you said, but like I said, it depends on what team steps up. You know what I'm saying? Because the Cardinals defense was really good. They were getting a lot of turnovers at the beginning of the year, and then they kind of fell off. And the Rams the same way. I mean, you got a perennial defensive player of the year, what's his name? The defensive tackle in the middle, Aaron Donald. You got Aaron Donald. You got dude they traded for from Denver. Can't think of his name. All these names are slipping me today. But the defensive end they got from Denver. So and Ramsey and stuff. So the Cardinals. I mean, the both teams got great players on defense. Don't get me wrong. They both have superstars on defense. But I mean, the reality is, like I said, it's a playoff game. I don't see, I've got a couple high scoring games here, but those are the ones that have like the quarterbacks I think that can put up points. But yeah, I don't know. Like you said, it's a pick 'em, man. It's gonna be a close game. I wouldn't put it past Arizona winning the game too. So, it'll be an entertaining game. I think that one's gonna be pretty fun for a playoff.
Yeah, like I said, I just think Arizona's gonna be rested. I think they're gonna be ready to go. I listen. It's got to be. I'm trying to see. I forgot his name. Von Miller.
Von Miller. Yeah, Von Miller.
Yeah. It's going to be. You know what it is that we like sports, but we care more about our teams than we do everybody else's. Right. So sometimes we've been talking about Giants, Browns so much that every other team is irrelevant. So I mean, superstars, but when you're not concentrated on that, that's how we're fans. Like we're fans of our own team. Is when we don't recall, players from other teams like that, because we're a fan of football. Right, we're too focused on our teams that we enjoy watching. So listen, we're gonna wrap it up. We will be back next week to talk about the results from the first round of the playoffs, and then we'll preview second rounds coming up. So I am Francisco,
and I'm Chef Boy,
and we will see you guys next week. Take it easy.
All right.